on to the next, cause these markets don't close and my pockets won't rest. God got a vision of riches. My FOMO got the fearful in stitches. Hoolie up, yeah, cause we in the trenches. And I'm inspired to try on digits. Get it.
It's your boy Crypto Blood. Yeah, we're doing a special off the chain episode tonight, episode 65. We gotta talk some crypto, ladies and gentlemen. It's not looking good out there, but there is hope. There is hope. So we'll get to it. I got the lines open tonight as well. You'll see that in a second. And they're actually pinned in the chat room as well. So call me up.
I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my trap, they calling the law. Fuck around your clap, for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Smoking on that crippy got me cliff high.
Lines are open. You should see the pinned message in the chat room. Let's get it, people. Let's go.
With my summer bay, we booed up. Cali hit the bay, we fly MIA. We pulled up, sipping on this drink, bitch. I know the way. We juiced up, nigga. Violate till it's JFK like your roof up. Coin daddy bout them chips, nigga. Rap snacks. Face all in a box, nigga. Snapchat. Fucking with the ops to get you clapped at. No cap, nigga. Back. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin.
So we've reached some technical levels that I'm going to go over tonight as well and see where the next level of support is for us in the crypto markets. Of course, we know that Bitcoin primarily, shows us the direction of the rest of the market, right? Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way. It still is, though. I think, this market is just still in its infancy. So that's what it is. And you have to use Bitcoin as a barometer for the rest of your crypto portfolio. So we're going to take a look at cryptos, Bitcoin tonight, technicals that have been broken, and where we'll go from here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and also click that bell to receive more videos like this. Let's get it.
Come up with all kind of schemes. Silly niggas for the paper doing anything. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Fuck fiat paper, I'm after a new caper. Staying tuned to the moves, the wicked dudes and skyscrapers.
Show me some love in the chat room, people. Let's get it. Make sure you share this as well. Let's go. Shout out to the Hoolie Gang for this song, man. This is a classic crypto rap song right here, man. They did not get enough attention. I'm telling you. Check it out on SoundCloud, I believe. Stacking My Coin. You'll find it under the Hoolie Gang squad. Let's get it.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.
Yes, we're doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get this chat up and running here. I haven't done this format in a long time, but I definitely wanted to get your feedback from the viewers tonight on the crypto crash that's going on in the markets. Shout out to Ill Cryptmatic, Raymond. We got Todd in the building. Nathan Singleton. Been missing these live streams. Haven't been doing them in a while, man. So I'm getting back to it. I appreciate all the love. And, you know, with this type of format, typically I do them on StreamYard. But I like doing this format where I got it running through my XSplit and I can take calls and we can talk and, you know, all that good stuff. So glad that you guys are on board tonight. But yeah, look at the markets. I mean, if we take a look at the screens here, it is red all over the place. So we're going to talk about this, though. We got Bitcoin down 5%. Ethereum's down 6.5%. I mean, it's just red all across. The link, surprisingly, is up, though. I don't know what that's about. See if I can zoom in. That's up 5%. Link is. But most of your cryptocurrencies, altcoins included, are taking a hit today. And we're going to go over technically why that is happening. We got G Graham in the building. He said, when I see sea of red in cryptos, I invest even more. Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, absolutely. Like, my philosophy is always buying on red days. So these are days that you want to be accumulating, not putting everything in on the table. If you got whatever amount, split it up into fours or even smaller amounts so that you can, you know, dollar cost average into your position. But always buy on red days. Never buy on a green day. Believe me, you will see another red day. It will come. But shout out to everyone for joining this evening. Let me see if I got my lines set up correctly. As you guys can see, you should be able to see at on the bottom right corner of the screen, the number is 669-968-33. And once you dial in, just use that code to access the session for tonight. All right. So if you got questions, you got comments, you want to troll me, try me. You know, if you troll me, this is what you get. You get fired right back at it, baby. Let's get started, though. So today, again, the markets are not looking good at all. What I want to show you guys, though, really quickly is a technical breakdown of what's going on here. As you guys see here, this is the chart I try to keep up to date on my 2 Satoshi videos for you when I do those every other day. But as you guys see here, we had the Fed pump, right? That was that Wednesday. For whatever reason, I think it was really short covering and just washing out a lot of people. Markets love to wash out people in one direction and then go the other direction. So that's what I think happened there. It failed. Then we tried to make a move back up. And on that, so at this bottom area here, there was really like a 3 or triple tap on this trend line, or to say support area of around $45,000 Bitcoin. So it really touched it even more than that, as you guys can see as I scroll through. We got one. I'll count this one as one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times Bitcoin touched that area of support. Well, guess what? It broke it earlier today and broke it hard. Matter of fact, it got all the way down to the green line that I drew in my last video. So at this point, you know, we're very close to this capitulation moment we saw like a week and a half ago at $41,000 Bitcoin. That's the area we got to watch. We did breach this support at 43,000, but I got to see some more candles form on the 1 hour to see what really is going on there, because we could see a situation where, you know, it bounces right off of that and heads higher, though I'm not too convinced on that happening. Now, you may be asking, you know, what happened? Why is this going on? Well, I've told you guys so many times before, cryptos are risk on assets. So I don't want you guys to be confused about investing in cryptocurrencies as maybe what's been pushed to you as a means of hedging against, the stock market, the bond market. No. At this current juncture where we are in time, cryptos are heavily correlated with equities. So it's going to be a risk on asset class, meaning if stuff hits the fan in our traditional markets, you're going to see that play out in Bitcoin, in cryptos, altcoins, and all that. It's going to drag it right along with it. So you got to make sure you understand that. And if you do understand that, that's cool. You're taking that risk. That's not a problem. We got the legendary, and we'll get to this later, Ray Dalio. He is allocating 2% of his funds into Bitcoin. I think we got a caller here. Let me admit this caller. Let's see who we got on the line really quickly. Let me unmute them. Turn this music down too a little bit. Caller, who we got on the line tonight?
Default, man.
Who?
Default, can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm alright for the most part. I just wanted to go.
Oh, this is default. This is default. All right,
Yeah.
Default. Let me give a round of applause for default. Okay. I couldn't understand what you were saying. You must be. You must still have the COVID.
Man.
You must be. You still must have Omarion.
I'm still feeling it a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I got a lot of
Still feeling a
people
little
who's been sick, man. I was sick over the weekend for a hot minute. I think it was really food poisoning because I'm better now. But what's going on, bro? Long time. Happy New Year. Haven't heard from you in a bit. You didn't make last year's or last week's live stream.
Yeah, I was done last week, but I'm feeling a lot better now. But I've been warning people since like early November of the price like crypto itself. Like everybody rags on me using the whole MACD and RSI, but you look at the weekly, you had weekly bearish divergence, and I was saying around like 63,000. There was like a rising wedge pattern that was formed on like the lower time frames. And I was like, if it breaks this, it could really start to, that bearish divergence could start playing out. And ever since then, it's just been making lower lows, lower highs. And on a chart, you never had bearish divergence with the MACD and RSI at the same time on the weekly. So I thought that was like very, very significant.
And what day did the divergence occur?
It was a period from the high back in what was that, May?
Okay.
Until you sold off, and then you got on your MACD you got lower amounts of momentum from like July to early November, and so and same with the RSI like in that time period. So that's the first time that's happened on a weekly scale for Bitcoin. And I know at the time I was fighting, like a lot of people were arguing with me like, oh, we're going to 100K and this is good. And like, I'm just saying like, this has never occurred. We lose momentum here. It can get really nasty. And honestly,
where are your targets? I want people to go out, and I'll drop a link to this interview I did with Gareth Soloway. First time I had him on, but man, he was dropping some gems. I mean, he was looking at it on a weekly. And he drew a pennant up that was, I think at this point we've broken to the downside. I'll drop a link so you guys can check this video out, but it really does give you a professional's point of view from a technical standpoint on Bitcoin and where we are as well. There are a number of ways to skin a cat. There are multiple ways for you to look at technical analysis or analyze the markets, right? There's no one right way. And so, yeah, I mean, Default has always been, spot on with his MACD indicators and looking at divergences. And that's one way to do it. I literally just do support and resistance and trend line breaking and all of that. So it doesn't look good. I I had a person in the chat room actually just ask, do I think 41 will hold? What are your thoughts? I'm gonna ask you first, Default.
Like if that's the next room, like if that 41 doesn't hold, we're going back down to 30, 29, 30 area.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yep.
And then if you break that, 30,000 now is Michael Saylor's line. And we were talking about this like early last year.
Yeah, we were.
When I was saying then, I was like, everybody's all like, this is bullish, And I was like, this is actually bearish to me because he was purchasing all this Bitcoin with debt. And I kept questioning what happens if we get back to that zone and it breaks.
Exactly.
Is he going to hold?
Right.
Or is he going to sell?
Right.
And so if we break 30,000, my target is around 12K.
12K?
Yeah.
Damn,
that would be around
man,
like 85%. Yeah.
Like so Soloway, Garrett Soloway thinks 15K. I was just thinking 20K. A little bit below 20, maybe 19, 18,000. But wow.
If you look at any time we had a bull market and then we had a drawback, it's always been around 80% at least. We have a drawdown.
That's very true.
80%.
Very
80%
true.
drawdown is like, I think it was like 13, 14K from the top. So why wouldn't it be different this time? Everybody is just so hung on the 100K mark. But I've been saying it like 60. Honestly, when it broke 12K back in October 2020, I didn't make this public. I had this, I was telling them because I've been teaching my nephew, whatever, how to look at these charts. And I was telling them then, I was like, I could see Bitcoin getting to 65K, 65 to 68K, because of the pattern it was in. It was like, that high to the low, to the like June high, like 2019. It created like a triangle. And I was like, you look at a logarithmic log scale, it's the target is like 65 to 68K. We hit that target. I think we got to like 69, a little bit, maybe a little bit less than that.
Yeah, 69 somewhere.
And now you're showing, that bearish divergence on the weekly, which is playing out now. I mean, usually when you have bearish divergence, the RSI goes to oversold territory. So we're not even halfway there. We are halfway there on the weekly scale. So it has a lot more room to go to the downside.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. When I was in Miami a few weeks ago, about a month ago, I was at this Decentraland conference. It was more primarily focused on NFTs. I'm seeing all this nonsense, bro. Like the euphoria and the hype that I was witnessing at these conferences and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's time for some people to get their nuts clipped. It's about that time. You start to feel that frothiness in the markets, and I mean, you've been in cryptos for how long? Been in it for a while, right?
What, 9 years now.
Yeah, I've been in it for 9 years, and we've seen, and it's just not in cryptos in every market, but since crypto is a newer asset class, I mean, we've seen the ups and downs and how frothy and how excited people get. I'm like, nah, this is probably going to hurt a lot of people first before we head higher again. My man Gas said that Garrett Soloway said it would happen by the end of the 2022, that we would touch 15K. I rarely put time markers on my statements. It's more of a philosophy. Like, a prediction has to have a time. You can't just say we're going to hit $100,000 Bitcoin without having a time with it if you want to call it a prediction. It has to have that XY axis. You got to give me time on the X axis on your prediction. So I don't really call my.
It's possible. By the end of the year, because these cycles are, they're faster than traditional markets.
Right.
Like, it tends to be like a 3 to 4 year cycle. So by the end of the year, we see 15,000, it's definitely possible. But
here's the thing why so one of the articles we're talking about tonight, default, is what's going on with really the catalyst behind all of this, right? So I'm sure you follow other markets, right? We've had FOMC minutes leaked or came out, and Dow was down 400 points a day, and it was all because of this guy right here, Jerome Powell. In his minutes, they're looking to actually accelerate their winding down of bond purchasing. Basically, you can call it QE. They don't call it QE, but I'm calling it QE. And that spooked the markets, right? So my whole thing is, I don't believe them. I don't believe that they're really going to continue on. They said they're going to get more aggressive with winding down, but I don't believe them. Do you believe the Fed in their words, in their minutes, when they say they're going to wind down and, kind of ease out of this market?
There's somebody that I watch on YouTube that talks about the Fed a lot. And he's always talking about how the Fed uses they basically use their announcement and their influence to create the conditions, and they really rarely do anything. Like they'll basically pump fake you, like, yeah, we're going to do this, and then the market reacts, and then they don't have to do it because the market reacted already. Like it's basically already priced in.
Right.
So yeah, I kind of agree. Maybe they won't. I think they'll have higher interest rates, but it won't be anything significant to really it's not going to be like 3% interest rate hike. It might be like a couple, maybe like
basis points,
50 points, basis points, whatever. But it's not going to be anything significant because they really can't higher the interest rates, because if they really go and be really aggressive, I mean, you probably see Bitcoin probably under 10K.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. But I don't believe they're going to do. I don't believe them. I'm calling them bluff. I don't think they're actually going to go through on their word on this. Because remember, we had the taper tantrum. Yeah, they'll do a couple, right? They'll do it just like they did in 2019. They'll do a couple, and then we'll have the taper tantrum. Equity markets sell off 30, 40%, whatever. Then they'll reverse course. By that time, though, 30% sell off in the equities markets does mean a significant reduction in the value of cryptos, in my opinion. So I don't know where that lands us.
If it's 30% in the traditional markets, you're talking about 70, 80%
right
in crypto. And a lot of these coins that are like just pretty much scams.
Mm-hmm.
That are like, the Safe Moons and the what's that other one, Shivas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll lose like 90, 95% of their value, and they'll probably never recover. Because that's what's happening. That's what you're going through right now. Is a lot of those coins that have been hyped up by, the retail crowd.
Yep.
Mostly retail crowd are losing like the most value. Mm-hmm. And I've been like a couple of the trading groups I'm in, I've been keeping an eye on those coins and making people aware, like, if these coins don't rebound, that tells a lot in the market, because it tells you there's not the appetite for, people to take risk. And if people ain't taking risk, crypto is not going to go, like, you're going to lose value. You're going to continue to get lower lows, lower highs over time. And it could take like a year or two to play out before the next halving, and you've been going through this whole cycle again, until where people, that were telling you, like you were down in Miami. I know that people that had nothing to do with crypto were like calling me and messaging me, telling me about coins.
Oh, they exactly. That's how you know the top is in, bro. That's how you know. I swear, no shade to anybody that's new to this, but when I same thing. I'm hearing experts come in, they'll buy this and buy that, and I'm like, but you can never. It's very hard to time the top. You just kind of start to feel when the top is forming. It's very hard to time.
Do you remember? I asked you. This was over a year ago. I was asking you about Solana, and I think the price at the time was like $2 or something like that. And I was telling you that I bought in. It was around like 60 cents, and I bought in because of Ken, because Ken transferred to their blockchain. That's how I heard about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Ken did that transfer. Yeah.
Yeah. So people were telling me to buy Solana at like $220, at $220. I bought it at $220.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought it at 60 cents, and that's when I was like, I was telling people, I was like, this is when you're telling me, somebody that's been in this project since literally the beginning and was like researching it when nobody was talking about the project at all. Like, dude, that's usually when your tops are coming in. And, people have been, I know heavily on social media has been Shiba, and, they don't talk about Doge no more. They haven't talked about Doge since Elon crashed it.
Yep.
There's no more Doge to $1. Like,
so question about, since we're talking about tops forming, make sure you guys, first, before we do that, make sure you hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that right now. You can also call in if you would like to join the conversation. The number is right there in the right hand corner, so hit me up if you want to join. But let's talk about tops forming in other sectors within the blockchain industry. Talked about cryptocurrencies. What about NFTs, man? Those seem very frothy as well. It's hard for me to assess the frothiness or the top, because this is the first inception of NFTs. So we're all looking at it and assessing it for the first time.
I think so. We talked about this before, and I was saying, it was a tricky market because the value of it is really subjective to what people feel.
Yeah.
So I felt that if the market started to tank, then of course NFTs would probably lose value because people will feel different as far as the crypto market.
Right.
So I haven't been big on NFTs at all. I haven't really done a lot of research. I haven't really looked at those markets at all because it's just something that doesn't interest me yet. But of course, I was saying then, I think you're going to lose value. Certain things will stay close to its value, but it's a hard market to assess because it's like art.
It is art. It literally is the art market.
So how can you really assess it? Like I said, the only way I would see it would keep its value if there was some type of appraiser, and people there was an entity that could appraise the NFT and keep the value, or you gain the value. But me, we'll see how it plays out. But I think more so the more pump and dump. The last pump and dump was the I was paying attention to mostly the metaverse coin, because I really think that's a really niche market, and I don't think a lot of those coins are going to I could see them kind of being like Shiba and your safe moons and stuff like that lose 95% and just never return, because a lot of it is really just I thought it would be the really niche market.
Yeah,
it's a really niche market.
It is, but it's to me it has the most utility, or will have the most utility. Most of these metaverses don't even have 5 people in them. But
and that's the problem.
Yeah,
there's no users, and this is the issues that I had with a lot of crypto gaming and stuff like that. A lot of those platforms, when you look at their metrics, there's not a lot of users on these platforms, and so. You get the hype phase where everybody's telling you buy in. You got Facebook changing to the metaverse, which I think is a gimmick, and it's a way to appeal to a younger audience. I think that's going to fall flat on its face in a few years. But I don't see the value in it yet, and I think a lot of those coins Sand and there was a few other like coins like that are gonna lose like a lot of value. And I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna fall like. And I said this. I think I said this on Twitter. I was telling people like, if you look at a lot of your altcoins from like the 2017 run that didn't make that high or new high, this cycle, they're pretty much a dead chain because the hype is done.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much a wrap. And I think a lot of these coins, you look like at coins like Neo, like that never made a new high. But remember back in 2017, that was like that was one of the biggest coins. Like, oh, Neo's the next, I remember that was like promoted as the next technology. Was the next, that was supposed to be an ETH killer.
Yeah, China was dealing with it heavily. They were behind it,
Yeah.
So,
and look at it now. Like there's people don't even talk about it anymore. And so you're going to have a lot of projects like that are going to have a rebound, but they're never going to make new highs. And when you don't make new highs in crypto, I mean, there's so many coins. There's, if you could take it back to, 2013, 2014, like if you could remember the top 10 then, when you had like, I can't even think
World
of
coins. You had the
World coins.
Name coin. Remember Name coin?
You look at it.
Doge was up there. I mean, Litecoin, Doge.
Yeah, Doge returned, but it always made a new high as far as USD price.
Right.
So even though it, maybe the BTC price hasn't made a new high, but the USD price has always made a new high. So if your coin is not making a new high in USD terms, your chain is really, it could really be dead. Like it really could be a dead project.
Yeah.
And it still be around, but the price will just, it won't do anything. Like even look at that, like the privacy coins this go around. Like you remember last time, Monero, Dash, those coins were up they were at like around $1,200. They only got to like $200-$300 this go around. Zcash, a lot of those coins.
And you would think, bro, like those would. It's just the game has changed so much in 8 years, man. I don't know, man. You would think those will hold a lot of value, and maybe they will in the future. I don't know. As Ray Dalio, actually, Ray Dalio says that he one concern that he has is of governments outlawing cryptocurrency and about ransomware attacks and stuff. He's an old head, he's from the Warren Buffett kind of era, definitely younger than him, but he's in that baby boomer billionaire mind state. So I thought that some of our anonymous coins would be doing better in this rally, but it's all about meme coins. Like every rally has its like topic or theme, right? And this rally was all about
money.
Yeah.
Some money coming in, and trying to find the next, the next Doge, trying to find the next Shiba. That's been these rallies since beginning of 2021. And when you have that type of like madness in the market, and you're allocating like real dollars to really just, like I keep saying, these are scam projects. They really don't have any type of utility other than the hype.
Yeah.
When you have that type of cycle going on, that's usually the end of the cycle.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to my man, the Tech Geek. He's in the building, one of my YouTube members. Scott Lee, Voice Crypto said, roast plan B, stock the flow model. Well, let's take a look at that really quickly because I got that on the screen. I mean, it's not off too bad, if we drop more. Oh snap, how do I reset this thing? 1 second, ladies and gents. Reset access. So we're currently at it needs to be updated. 46. Let me see, I can zoom in right here. So this, it's about right. So stock to flow right now should have Bitcoin at $108,000, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no way to get time these markets. It's really based off of momentum. And when you have
and external factors too, right? So stock to flow is not taking in consideration a Fed move or some type of credit crisis, or you get what I'm saying? Like, we can't hold this to the like as it like it's a holy grail.
People been bearish on the dollar the whole all year. All you hear is this narrative: oh, the dollar's dead. It's, they're printing all these dollars. And I've been pointing out in the chart since the beginning of last year, there was weekly bullish divergence on the dollar that's been playing out all year long. And it has gained, I think it was about like 10% within the year. This whole year, all you heard was, oh, they're just printing dollars. The money printing go burr. That's all you heard. You just hear narratives.
Yeah.
People are in this market. And I keep telling people this. You're in a market and you can't read the chart. And you're telling me that it's going to this price. Like, you're basically trading an emotion. There's no technical. You got to look at this market technically. You can't even look at fundamentally, because fundamentally we can have the greatest news ever, and the dollar just keeps gaining in value. And so if the dollar is gaining in value, people are going and rushing into the dollar. It doesn't matter what's happening fundamentally for crypto. Like, you have to understand this market technically. And a lot of people that are just jumping into this market don't understand that, and they're buying narrative. And
it's the markets are always looking to be efficient. And if you're at the point in a market where if you buy and you're just guaranteed to make money, you should be a little concerned about that. The markets are not naturally designed to be that way. They may be that way for a very short period of time, but that means there's imbalances going on there. Shout out to Brit VR. He said the Fed balance sheet, how much more can they sell? The report said they're reducing their funds. And he also said up above, I can't see it right now on the screen, but it says something about, like, they admitted they messed up on the inflation in the report. They painted themselves into a corner, in my opinion, default.
They're in a lose-lose situation.
Yep.
Like, they took this approach back in 2009. They basically have been signaling to the market that they will allow the market to crash for a long, a significant amount of time. And so they will always come in and backstop, any type of crash. But at some point, you lose influence.
Mm-hmm.
The question will be is, like, if the Fed loses influence to control these markets, like, who will be the top influencer of these financial markets? Will it be China? Will it be crypto? Will it be some sort of other system? I think we're still far away from that, and that's, like, really more speculation. But right now, I mean, they're saying that they're going to higher interest rates. Like I said, I think they're going to do maybe one or two. But right now, you look at the charts on any market right now, you're either getting a double top or you're getting a lower high. It doesn't look bullish. It looks like we're going to get a correction in a lot of markets. So,
yep. And then, but again, making the move from a Fed position or perspective, once the markets roll over, what can they do to boost them back up again? Like, we're already near zero rates. They can go negative, negative interest rates. I just don't. Now, in a negative interest rate environment, how does Bitcoin and cryptos look to you?
It all depends on what's going on fundamentally. Like, do you still have markets where you can make, 30% by just pouring your money in this contract, or 100% in this contract? If you have, avenues like that, I think it'll be super bullish. Because if you play the traditional market and you're losing money by parking your money in the bank, and then you have this other you have this other market where you can actually gain value by just parking your money there. That will be ultra bullish for the market. But will those conditions still be there? Because frankly,
yeah. Scott Lee, what's going on, brother? Thanks for tuning in tonight. Rand is in the building. Grit Gaines. He said Hex. What's your thoughts about Hex, Default?
we should have bought it. You
should have bought it. Thought
we were talking about it.
We were being we were being too technical about it, right? That you can't be technical or rational in an irrational market. You're gonna lose.
But we were saying then, even then, I think we both were in agreement that it could gain a lot of value. I didn't know it was going to gain this much value.
I didn't know
it can gain a lot of value, but ultimately it was like a scam. It was something that I wasn't trying to put my money in because it can keep going as long as he doesn't sell. But as soon as he starts to sell, it's over.
Has he moved? So funds have moved from the Origin account, right? I don't follow it too much.
I haven't followed it at all.
Okay.
I just know it's going up in value.
8 Mile Southfields. Shout out to Magnificent Underworld. Thanks for tuning in. Tech Geek said very scammy. Listen, I can't give you a yay or nay on the scam factor because I'm not following it. That would be, but it just doesn't sound sustainable. Now, the people, what's his name? Hart could have had good intentions and still could have good intentions. But how sustainable is it? I don't know.
He controls the funds from my knowledge. Like he controls the liquidity of the project.
But at the end of the day, people are going to say, well, I hope you've taken profit. That's the only thing. 'Cause if you taken profit on it, it's nothing I can tell you. There's absolutely nothing I can tell you, right? But if you haven't taken profit or you getting in the tail end of things, be cautious.
It was literally when we first started talking about it, it was literally like fractions of a penny.
Yeah,
it just came out. Like it just came out.
A matter of fact,
we could have put $100 in there.
Yeah,
and it probably made like a couple $100,000.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think Default, you were on the live stream when Hart came on. I think.
Yeah, he came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hart came on the show and was talking about Hex and doing his doubly talk. He's very he's like and I don't want my man Reggie Middleton to take this as an offense, but Hart and Reggie are actually very similar. They're very smart and they know how to talk the room and manipulate. I don't want to say manipulate because Reggie's gonna get in his feelings about it. Not, but you get what I'm saying, right? They know how to talk.
Get exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
They're salesmen. They can sell you something you don't need.
Yes.
I really wanted to get on when Reggie came on last week. I really to me it's genius marketing because everybody forgot about Reggie. Honestly, remember last time I was talking about Reggie, I was telling him to run because SEC was on his ass.
Yes, we were. Hold on, I gotta shoot the shot on that one. Very, very true. I swear. Yes, we did. We said Reggie. I did numerous videos saying, "Look, man, this is not looking good." I'm seeing companies in the U.S. dropping left and right. You know what I'm saying? Shooting them down. And I'm like, they're gonna come after the chocolate face. They're gonna come after you.
They came after him right after Centra.
Yes.
I think it was
my buddy.
It was like a month after Centra.
R.I.P. Centra. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I was like,
Centra, they did time. They're doing time right now, my man.
Yeah, he's in
Sam
jail right
is
now.
in. Yeah, Sam. Shout out to Sam. Free Sam. You know, free Sam. But
They had a product. They had a legitimate product, and he's in jail right now.
they
And
had a
so when I
legitimate.
saw
Yes. They had a
When I saw
working
that, I was
legitimate product that me and you both were using.
when I saw that, and they were coming to Reggie, I was like, I just kept saying, Reggie, run, don't settle something, get this off. And I think he settled.
Shout out to Shy Gans, man. Listen, this is the thing about these Hex people, man. Y'all so passionate like it's a religion. Fall back, bro. It's okay. I don't know about Hex. I'm not going to look into Hex. I've pretty much missed the boat. We admit it. Default and I admit it. We missed the boat on Hex. We should have just been irrational and just bought. We probably knew about Hex before you even got into it, bro. So fall back. Calm down. Shout out to JC. Yeah, the pump, their ship alt bags and hold BTC ETH. Yeah, I don't know. So what about Pulse Chain? I'm hearing about Pulse Chain. That's part of Hex as well? That seems a little bit more.
It seems like
promising.
hype. It seems like hype. It seems like it is something that's going to be big, but it's all about timing as well. Like if the market is bigger, this is another reason why I wanted to come on last week, but I couldn't. But we were talking about, I just wanted to add that, price dictates everything. Like, if the price if Bitcoin, is 30,000 next month and Pulse Chain comes out, it's not going to matter whether Pulse Chain is good or not.
That's true.
Because people are not going to be interested in cryptocurrency. They're just not. Because the price is not going to be, pumping. And a lot of people are going to be depressed because I know a lot of people that have jumped in at 60,000 thinking it's going to 100,000. And I was saying at the time, like, you really just don't understand this market. Like, you're jumping in at a time where this literally could be the top or near the top. And when I was telling people to buy, nobody wanted to touch crypto. When I was telling people to buy Ethereum at $150, $250, people were looking at me like, oh, no, I play the stock market.
But Shy Gans, I'm not really talking about it from a technical or functional standpoint, utility standpoint. I don't understand it. And I just said I'm staying out the way. Like, same with Veritasium. I could not grasp what the hell he was doing. I sat in rooms and hotels and in Miami and Vegas with Reggie trying to understand this stuff. I couldn't get my mind around it, okay? So I'm just going to stay out the way. You don't have to try to be an evangelist and try to convert me to Hex. It's cool. I have no hate. I don't have no shade against any Hex holders. I got some good friends in the game that are Hexians. So shout out to all my Hexians out there. Let me lick a shot.
It doesn't matter about the technology if the price is not gaining value.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't matter what coin it is. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if the project is losing money. If you're losing value on the token, it doesn't matter about the project. The fundamentals don't matter in cryptocurrency.
They don't.
It doesn't. Like,
we know that for sure. Yeah.
Bitcoin has done nothing like as far as like technology wise. I think the only thing they have done the last 3 years is that Taproot upgrade. Other than that, there is nothing that's changed with Bitcoin. There's minimum that has changed with Bitcoin since its inception. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. That's so true, man. I have to agree with you. It's not. It's all speculative. Is it because the market is so young that we're still in that speculative phase in cryptos?
I mean, I think more so it's just the fact that the price dictates whether or not people are interested or not. Like if the price is gaining so much, like if you're gaining, 300% in a month, people with capital are going to be interested.
Yeah.
People that are sitting on the sideline, they're going to be like, oh, wow, like that's a great return.
JC makes a good point. Crypto is driven by network effects, not tech. Yeah, for sure. I have to agree with
if
that.
If you look at the like a lot of the DeFi protocol, a lot of these DeFi projects, they're all like 3 or 4 contracts, smart contracts. Like most of them are replicas of Uni, Sushi. What is that Ohm one? The Ohm
Umami or something? Or
Ohm DAO.
Oh, Ohm DAO.
Like,
okay.
And I think there's one other like smart contract. Like that's the majority of these smart contracts. The only thing that's different is the user interface. Everything else is the same. If you look at the back end, everything's pretty much the same. And so depending on what protocol you're using, you're really just using a replica of of Uni.
Yeah.
A lot of these exchanges are just copies of Uni. A lot of these the DeFi 2, generation 2 is the Ohm DAO. Like it's a copy of it. And then now it was on Ohm DAO was on Ethereum. The new one is on Avalanche. And so you don't got to pay the fees. Like it's really a copy. It's a copy and paste like market, and it's like people just don't pay attention to the people don't pay attention to the tech because they don't even know the tech.
They don't,
because it doesn't matter about the tech.
It doesn't.
If Bitcoin is at $60,000 next month, nothing you feel about anything fundamental is going to matter.
Nope.
People are going to be buying because they're going to be like, oh. We look at this, we're above 58,000.
And you know, the fundamentals only matter when everyone's losing their shirt and losing their ass, right? That's only when they start realizing like, oh shit, what am I holding? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes sense because I can't tell you can't tell me nothing about what coin is doing this or that technically or fundamentally. If I'm up 100 G's, I'm up 1 million. You can't tell me nothing, bro. I'm sorry. I don't even want to hear it. So that's the environment that we were in. And, you know, we'll see how things pan out. One thing to close this out, because I wasn't going to be on here too late tonight. This isn't like a full 2-hour, you know, off the chain episode. Yeah. But look, I wanted to get your opinion on what's going on with the digital yuan wallet is now available for Android and iOS over in China. They just released this. Man, like, when is America gonna wake up? We are so behind, bro, on just about everything. So they've been developing this, as many of you know, since like 2014, 15-ish, but really ramped up around 17, I think 18 is when I remember it actually being talked about a lot. But they're gonna roll this digital yuan fully out and prominent, and in prominence at the Beijing Winter Olympics. They've already gotten, in this pilot run, they've gotten $5.3 billion worth of transactions. What is this going to do? Like, how does this play within? This is kind of non-crypto related because I really don't think this has much of a threat against Bitcoin or any of the cryptocurrencies. What play or you think so? Okay, so I want to hear your opinion on that. But what does this look like, and how does this play out with the fiat currencies? Most importantly, the U.S. dollar hegemony.
I mean, when we were talking about the Fed and, you know, their influence on these markets, and I question, like, who's going to overtake that influence and will be able to influence the markets? Honestly, I think it's going to be China. If you look at the scope of history, these empires and these, you know, countries that are in the lead, they don't last that long. They last around like 100 years. The U.S. has like been running things for over 100 years now. And I just see, like, I saw that article the other day, and I was saying that it is a threat to cryptocurrency because China's banning cryptocurrency specifically to roll out this wallet, to roll out this payment system. Like, because cryptocurrency is a direct threat to that payment system. Because if they didn't ban it, people could use that digital yuan to buy Bitcoin or buy any other cryptocurrency. And so to me, if China becomes the hub, because if they're not the number one economy in the world, they're going to be the number one economy in the world.
Yeah, I think by like
3 years.
2025 is what I remember.
So if the number one economy in the world is banning cryptocurrency, I think that's very significant. You're talking about billions of people. So you're talking about billions, trillions of dollars that could be potentially going into cryptocurrency that is not going into that market.
Deborn asks, is this considered a central bank digital currency? Yes, absolutely. This is exactly what this is. Like, they're doing it first.
They could see every transaction. They can block you out if they want to. Like, they have central control of the whole chain. I think. Okay, so
I'm trying to understand your argument of how this is a threat directly to Bitcoin and cryptos. You're saying from a demand standpoint?
Yeah, because it takes that demand out of the market. Like, if you look at like the price action of crypto right now, the moves are usually during when the stock market is open. Like, it's been like that for the last couple of months, where if the stock market is open, it makes a move. But as soon as the stock market closes and Asian session comes around, there's no price movement. It might stay in a small range, but there's no significant price movement. So what that's telling me is that Asia is really not buying. It really has no influence on this market because they're really not buying. They're mostly selling. And who used to, like, China used to be.
Is that a bad thing?
Demand.
Is that
right
a bad
now,
thing?
the price, right now, like, the price is going down. So where's the demand coming from? It's not coming from Asia. You're telling me the number one economy in the world, that's going to be the number one economy in the world, is banning this new money. That's gonna be very. They're influencing the price by just banning it, because you're taking all that demand out of the market, and not only are you taking the demand out of the market now, but potentially, like, if you can't transaction it, you can't make transactions in crypto. Then why, if I'm a developer in China, why would I develop something on a crypto chain? Because there's no incentive for me using it.
Good point.
Like,
good point. Well, Jay thinks you're delusional. That's what he said.
How am I delusional?
Hey, that's what he said. Maybe he can expound on that. But I get where you're coming from, and I actually agree a little bit, because, yeah, the biggest economy, or most rapidly growing economy, is China. So if you take them out of the equation, I don't know. I mean, that does still leave the rest of the world to use Bitcoin and cryptos and everything. So,
but the thing is, if they're the number one economy and they're influencing the like, when you're the number one economy, you're influencing the world economy. And if they're influencing the world economy to be like, oh, we're banning crypto, the U.S. might not ban crypto, but its influence is diminished. It's not going to be. It will never get to a point to where it can threaten the current systems, because the number one economy has basically their own central crypto that is basically overtook all the other competition. Like, they killed the competition. They took the technology, and they're now dispersing it in their economy. And now that starts to influence not just China, but Africa and all their other investments they have across the world. Like, China is invested in, like, Jamaica, Latin America. Like, they're invested around the world. Like, they have a lot of influence. And so what does it say, like, if China has a new trade agreement with another country, and they say, part of this agreement, you got to ban crypto. With it don't have to be the U.S. It could be like India, or it could be
good point.
Some other country. This is what people don't think about, because they don't understand these markets, and they haven't been in this space long. Like, people don't understand.
So,
like,
Jay Way, I don't think he's saying that they can kill Bitcoin. He's saying China's involvement, China's economy playing in the crypto space, we may be at $100,000 right now. Honestly, if they hadn't clamped down, kicked all the miners out, really can't use it. I understand what he's saying there. So maybe take a different angle at it, Jay Way. Shout out to Jay Way for tuning in tonight. JC, Magnificent Underworld. That's a good point, bro. I really do get where you're coming from. I think we would definitely be at 100K low key. Now that you say that, we would be at 100K right now if China was involved. Now they can't kill it. We know that. They've banned it so many times, like Jay Way has said. But yeah,
it hurts it. It doesn't help it. How's that helping? That's taking money out of the market.
Right.
How's that helping cryptocurrency?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Like, I understand. Like, I've been here since they banned it the first time.
Yeah. Yep.
And it didn't kill it, but it definitely has significantly. Every time they came hard and really enforced the ban, price has dipped. The price has stalled. So I really just like longer term. That's very bearish.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it needs to be. Maybe one of these privacy coins takes that market cap. But who knows? That's like we're just speculating right now. But right now, to me, it's that one. I think the Chinese economy, it has issues. It's not perfect. There's no economy that's perfect. I don't agree with China's political structure.
Right.
But they have major influence in the world.
And they will have the influence, the top influence very soon. I give it 5 years, easily.
Yeah, easily. And so this is just the reality of the situation. You're asking will the U.S. wake up? The U.S. is not waking up, man. We've talked about this political system.
We missed the boat.
It's captured. It's not responding to anything other than what Capital One.
We got one of the zombies from Resident Evil running the country right now in the United States. You try to shoot Biden, man, he just keeps coming at you. He's like a zombie, bro. He doesn't know what the hell is going on up there. And y'all niggas wanted to get rid of Trump for that? That's for another discussion, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I said it. There's no net benefit with anything he's doing. His agenda, he doesn't have an agenda. He's he doesn't. So.
And then the thing is, I'm not trying to get political tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but you would think at least the backup would have some backbone. No pun intended. Like, where's Kamala? Where is she at, bro? Like,
her political career was based off of sleeping with people. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna get into.
Let's go, Brandon.
She sucked her way to the top. People don't understand who they're like voting for. They don't pay attention to it. They don't understand. Like, if you just pay attention to it for a couple weeks, you'll understand. Like, oh, these people are a joke.
Yeah, she has this nervous laugh, bro. That's just so cringe worthy. Like, she's laughing all day because she doesn't know what the hell to say. Like, you know what I mean?
Was locking up black people in California.
Facts.
That was her.
Facts.
That was her claim to fame.
Those are facts.
Like that. What do you? She has nothing else. She has no other. She has no philosophy. She's just been playing off of what her advisors told her what to do.
I would have rather had, bro. I would have rather had the. And I don't know politics that well to know if this is possible. But could Obama had been Joe Biden's vice president? Is that?
I don't think there's anything. Probably not, because he couldn't become president again because they put the term limit.
So does that falls under VP as well?
Yeah, because if Biden would,
die or whatever, he would have. Right. Yeah. Someone in the chat room let us know. Term. Right. Let us know in the chat room if Obama could. I would have rather seen Obama be there if we had to pick a Democrat. to be, you know, under Biden. But good God Almighty, bro. And then then I'm hearing talks that, man, Hillary Clinton is about to run again. I'm hearing rumors. We'll see. I don't know, man. But Default, man, let's everyone give a round of applause for Default coming on tonight. We appreciate you chiming in. Yeah, I mean, we got to watch this area, ladies and gentlemen. $43,000 Bitcoin. We're testing it now. We'll see. Time will tell. We'll see what tomorrow looks like on the 1 hour chart. Default, man, I appreciate you chiming in today.
All right, no problem, man.
All righty. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Make sure you thumbs up the video. I just wanted to give you guys kind of my 2 Satoshis on what's going on in the markets. I know we had a deep sell-off, deep red markets today. But tune in tomorrow. I've got an interview, it's just kind of kicking a session with my man, Rice Crypto. We did an interview together, and you guys should definitely enjoy that one. I'll be out in Miami on the 17th all the way through the 21st. So if you're in the MIA, let's link up. We're going to try to do a meetup, Rice Crypto, Rice TVX. I should properly call them by the proper name now. Rice TVX will be out there. So we'll try to do a meetup as well. So if you guys are down there for the... what is it called? The International or National Bitcoin Conference or something it's called. It's going on the 17th through the 19th. But again, I'll be there all the way to the end of the week, just chilling and enjoying that good weather. Make sure you guys hit that like button again. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. Red River Post, haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for tuning in. Shot Gangs, thanks for, it's my Hexian right there. Thanks for tuning in. J Way, D Born, Jay Hagen, and all the rest of you. Peace and love. I'll see you guys on the next one. Holla.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.